There are so many different games in this world. There are those that have been around for over 1,000 years, and there are those that have become the achievements of science. This variety of games has one goal. This is fun. It is customary to divide gamers into two types, all depending on their understanding of the word fun. The first type is the hardcore gamer, the one that only finds fun in winning. The complete opposite of him is the casual gamer. Finding fun in everything, he doesn't care about winning. What can happen if these two types of gamers play together? Those who fall for such a team may not expect an easy game. Even after a while, they can't get along no matter what happens. Every time two types of gamers meet in a game, they are constantly trying to humiliate each other in some way. Will these two play together until they reach the finals? The two gamers discuss their hard fate that obliged them to play together, something that hardcore is clearly unhappy about. Sitting down in the newest casual chair, thought about its comfortability. Gathering his will in his fist, he shouted loudly, "Let's go!" That's where the story of the hardcore player comes into play, as he strives to become the strongest player. The main character is Kim Jong-hoon, 23 years old. Like most of his peers, he likes games and is a casual to the core. He believes that you have to play every game in the world to get the most enjoyment out of it. Thinking of nothing, he recalls a game of real fantasy he tried out about 6 months ago. The story takes us back a year and a half. Back then, one company released the world's first virtual reality game. The developers spent 11 years of labor and $1 million to make it come out. As everyone expected, not just a game came out. A blockbuster in the world of games came out. One that failed to live up to its expectations and failed miserably. A year later, an unknown company launched this game. Kim Jong-hoon says that the rumors are confirmed. This is the most perfect time for the company to go bankrupt. Could it be because he started playing games before anyone else? It wasn't exciting at first, but now it's different. 6 months ago, Kim Jong-hoon was puzzled because of some incidents that happened to him. 3 months later, he was back to playing again. Suddenly, news came from the TV, from which everyone was shocked. One gamer died while playing the game. We're back in the present day, where the protagonist reasons that he's not the type to eat and drink while playing the game. What the hell is he thinking? It's all bullshit! Wow, this place is so cool, Kim Jong-hoon thinks. As he explores the game, he learns new sensations. And also he realizes that he feels the pain of the blows. Crying out, "Ouch, it hurts!" The aliens appear in front of him with a sign that says, "We are Lassa's developers." He is surprised that even they look like the real thing. Kim Jong-hoon reasons that real fantasy sucks when compared to Lassa. Casting his gaze into the distance, he marveled. Is he dreaming? He sees a vending machine, but is it really a vending machine? The hero realizes it's Gotcha the machine. Gotcha! Games are a genre of computer games with a loot box system. Players spend money to get a game item. As he got closer, he saw that there were no buttons. Maybe there's at least a coin receiver? Will the hero be able to get a kindred spirit with it? The kindred spirit system. Before the game begins, the gamer chooses his or her spirit mate by drawing lots from the Gotcha machine. This is a game where luck decides everything. Kim Jong-hoon is not entirely happy with this arrangement. A nightmare from the past came to him, as well as the realization of how much money he had spent on this game. He consoles himself with the fact that it's the fairest choice here if you take away from other similar games. Right. He couldn't afford more than 100 scrolls. There is only one account per person, as resetting the account is forbidden. It all comes down to how lucky he is. Until Kim Jong-hoon gets the hang of the game, he'll be doing all the quests in the events from Lassa. The system explains that there are only 2 main types of awards, selecting kindred spirit and skills. No matter how many stars he drew, the sum would still be 10. If you draw a spirit with 1 star, the number of skill stars will be 9, and vice versa. Again, it all depends on luck. The system assures Kim Jong-hoon that he'll pull off a great kindred spirit. The hero pondered, great kindred spirit? Well, it's no big deal. Kim Jong-hoon gets a chance to open an inventory. It turns out to be lottery coins. If he gets a high-ranked kindred spirit, will the skill be weak? It's worth starting with 6 stars. He pondered. 9-star kindred spirits can be counted on one's fingers. Kim Jong-hoon is very nervous. He's understandable. He finally threw a coin into the machine. After that, Gotcha, the machine, begins to shine with all the colors that are in nature, while making sounds of impatience, which fully describes the state of the character. What is it? Kim Jong-hoon wondered. Bright flames above the car begin to light up the stars one after another. There was no limit to the hero's astonishment. If the orb is golden in color, there's probably a spirit with 7 stars. Kim Jong-hoon hesitates. Perhaps he's still asleep since he knocked out a high-level spirit on the first try. Immediately after this news, the hero wanted to share this news with other players. However, they did not believe him. Assholes, he thought. But there was no need to be upset. There were more important things to do. Touching the ball, Kim Jong-un activated the summoning of the spirits. After that, there was a loud explosion which did not faintly frighten the hero. "Wow!" Kim Jong-un exclaimed. The candidates for the role of his assistant stood before him. He began to consider. First in line was the one-star Durkin, the leader of the Ash Wolf, an experienced soldier. The hero grinned caustically. He was excited for further events. Along with the shout, he opens 2 more balls. Touching them again, he again feels a real treat for the eyes. In front of him stand 2 incredible spirits, Jojo and Roland. The number of their stars is 7. Kim Jong-un speculates on who to choose, since they both look absolutely stunning. He went into the general chat room, hoping to find an answer to that question. But it only confused him more. Maybe there's no better one among them? Kim Jong-un walked over to the car again. No matter what character he gets, once he flips the coin again, those spirits he has will simply disappear. There's one but! Our hero remembers who he really is. He's Kim Jong-un, a real casual. The most important thing for him is to enjoy the game. Counting on his luck, he says goodbye to his spirits, letting them go forever. Today, Luck is his middle name. With a shout of, "Go for the 9-star spirit," he tosses a coin into the machine. Well, I guess I won't be so lucky the second time around. Trash game, Kim Jong-un thinks to himself. He gave up 7-star spirits in exchange for 1, 2, 3, and 4 stars. There is no blame here, only himself, because he made that choice. He has no choice but to suck it up and keep playing on. The car shown again. What will the hero fall out this time? Perhaps the developers have a conscience since they've now given him a good option. A 6-star spirit mate appeared in front of him, which was an order of magnitude stronger than the previous ones. Maybe we should just pick it up and start playing. But it's not that simple. Kim Jong-un's gaze is caught by a spirit with 0 stars. His name is Kang Jin-ho. He didn't look like a warrior. More like an ordinary high school student. Maybe is it a bug? Kim Jong-un reasoned. Well, that's definitely weird. So why does the spirit look so familiar to Kim Jong-un? Okay, well, it's definitely a bug. This spirit has no skills. It doesn't even have a description. Type: a player who breaks the rules. In any genre, one thing remains the same. The combination of the words rule breaker means only bad things. Okay, there's not much to choose from, Kim Jong-un thought. He chose a spirit with 0 stars. Blue lights began to dance around the spirit. Opening his eyes, he looked up at his master. What kind of person is Kim Jong-un's kindred spirit? What the? Exclaimed the spirit. Kim Jong-un was very surprised by this reaction. So you're saying you chose me as your spirit? Kang Jin-ho asked. Kim Jong-un introduces himself to his new companion, telling him to drop the formalities. Kim Jong-un finds all of this strange, because up until this point he was just acting. Well, apparently you're a bug. Maybe we should throw lots again, says Kim Jong-un. The spirit replies, What are you talking about? The system recognized me as a kindred spirit. It's not a bug. There is no such thing in this game. Kim Jong-un is trying to prove that it's a bug, because there's no way a player can turn into an NPS overnight. Kang Jin-ho is sure it's not a game problem. After all, he is one of the developers of Lassa. This is the player who has been playing the longest. Kim Jong-un thinks he ran into a nutcase. He tries to evade his spirit, justifying it by saying he needs to finish watching the championship final in the morning. Did you say championship final? Asked Han. The championship finals are scheduled to take place on the morning of June 5th. Han Jin-ho starts to think he's going crazy. Maybe on March 19th, speculates Han. He adds, No, there was no high-profile news related to the game in mid-March. Kim Jong-un asks Kang Jin-ho why all of a sudden he brought it up. He just took a leave of absence and decided to play Lassa for fun. But wait. The man who died during the game was named Kang Jin-ho. Kim Jong-un asks not to talk about the fact that he was the one who died during the game. It doesn't work that way. Kim Jong-un reasons that streamers and gamers made a lot of noise after that incident, while Kang only cares about being a NPS. Bro, Kim begins. What? Replies Khan. Why are you so calm? Shouldn't what you just heard be a problem for you? Kim Jong-un continues. Kang Jin-ho's cold-blooded response makes it clear that it's not that scary. He's gotten out of worse trouble. What could be worse than death? Kim Jong-un asks in surprise. Kang Jin-ho agrees to answer, but after Kim Jong-un draws the skill lot, the system gives a message that a skill opening is in progress. Kim Jong-un marvels at the quality of play again. The opening is shrouded in clouds. Kang Jin-ho laughs off Kim Jong-un's reaction, saying he's overreacting. From the number of spirit stars, you can figure out how many skill stars you'll get. The effects also depend on the number of stars. 6 is silver, 7 is gold. The colors have disappeared in the Gotti machine. All that was left was a cracked rock. You said my rank is 0? Kang Jin-ho asked. What? Yes. Wait. That only means one thing. Right! Shouting, Kang replies. The sum of 2 aspects always equals 10. Suddenly, a message from the system came through. Congratulations. You are the first player to receive a skill with 10 stars. You have achieved a new title. You will be given a bonus. There was no limit to the surprise of the heroes. The reactions were quite different, with Kim Jong-hoon praising the game, and Kang Jin-ho on the contrary saying that the game is stupid. You have received your first skill. Open the status window. The heroes decided it would be interesting to see a 10-star skill. Okay, just a second, Kim Jong-hoon said. Kim was very surprised that it opened so easily, while Kang had assured him that even if he tried hard, he wouldn't get confused here. Looking at the characteristics, the characters were puzzled. Even the game developer was surprised that the game is very cruel to newcomers. Apparently no further explanation from the game, but we need to check out how the skill works. Even Kang didn't know what skill Kim had gotten. In 10 years, this was the first time he was seeing something like this. Wait, 10 years? It's been 6 months since the game came out, right? Said Kim Jong-hoon. Apparently I forgot to tell you. I'm actually the protagonist of this game. Kim Jong-hoon starts to think he's being bullied. Stop it. I'll try to explain, replies Kang Jin-ho. Have you ever read short stories before? Khan asked. After hearing the approving response, Kang Jin-ho stated that Kim Jong-ho would understand him without a problem. I'm a hitman with a reincarnation skill. Expecting delight at what he said, Kang Jin-ho only saw surprise in Kim Jong-hoon's eyes. Oh shit, Kim Jong-hoon thought. Why does he always react like this? Kang Jin-ho thought, however, his words added even more misunderstanding. Kim Jong-hoon reasoning, if certain conditions are not met, he will be forcibly taken back to the beginning. Kang Jin-ho talks about how under conditions was something about the failure of the takeover. Khan shares his story about challenging the last savior 5 times. And every time he failed, Kim Jong-hoon was clearly dejected. That's worse than a short story plot. Do you really expect me to believe that? Behind Kim's back, Kang says it's only his choice to believe or not. Kim Jong-hoon is surprised at the speed of his newfound comrade. Kang Jin-ho convinces him that Kim has gotten a spirit that no other can match. I will make you the greatest player ever, Khan declares. Their opinions didn't agree again. While Kang Jin-ho was enthusiastic, Kim Jong-hoon was confused. None of that mattered. Time to create a character. Kim Jong-hoon chose Carpe as his character's name. At this time, Kang was looking forward to the new adventures they were about to witness. Kang revealed that his in-game name is Supreme Heavenly Demon, but for simplicity's sake, he can be referred to simply as Heavenly Demon. You have finished creating your character. Please complete the training, reminded the system. Are you ready? Kang asked. Yes, ready, replied Kim. As usual, Kang Jin-ho was full of determination. At the same moment, Kim was arriving in an outburst from Kang's game name. A pillar of light carried the heroes to the training field. Where am I? Kim Jong-hoon wondered. Khan responded that this is where the training will take place. The system alerted. Monster onslaught will begin in 60 seconds. Kang explained that you have to last as long as possible by hiding or running away from the monsters. How long does a normal player hold on? Kim Jong-hoon asked. Kang Jin-ho replied. About 12 minutes. It's not easy. If you listen to me, you will become the best very soon. Kang didn't expect such a reaction. Kim Jong-hoon ran with all his legs away from Kang Jin-ho without finishing what he said. The system alerted. The monster raid will begin in 3, 2, 1. Run into the forest, shouted in the distance to Kim as Kang stood still. Don't worry, we'll definitely be the best, Kim Jong-hoon replied to him. A goblin appeared in front of the hero. He jumped on him, hoping to win. I'll get the reward even if I defeat them all, right? Kim said with a smirk. Yes? Kang Jin-ho replied casually. At the same second, Kim threw a punch at the goblin. From just one punch, the monster went for a knockout. He didn't expect himself to pull it off in one hit. If it's just training, then does that mean I can do as I please? Kim Jong-hoon asked himself. Khan's reasoning is that playing him won't be as easy as expected. New message from the system. New title. Winner in training. New world record. 9 minutes and 37 seconds. Kim brags to Kang. You saw I set a world record. Kang Jin-ho replies. A reward for a quick cleanup. Worse than a hidden reward. Do you know how to fight in life? Yeah, no, I'm not good at sports. Kim replies. Perhaps you're good at games, Kang Jin-ho asks again. In real fantasy, I fought for half a year. Kim Jong-hoon replied. Khan is beginning to realize where these skills come from. He looks at Kim with a suspicious look. The hero notices this and wants to know the reason. However, there is nothing wrong with it. He is just quite interesting. Message from the system. Award selected. At last, Kang said in a joyful voice. New alert. Best in sweep, record confirmed. New alert. You can choose one of 3 more random items. Kim marvels. Try hitting the chest, since you've been given 2 rewards. Hit the second one right away. Kang Jin-ho reminded. New item. Unknown sword is an unrated item. Kang remarks that Kim is pretty lucky to have knocked out that sword in the beginning. When asked why, Khan answers that items are divided into rated and unrated. The unrated ones have new abilities unlocked when you give them a rating. Kim was once again convinced that this game is all about luck. The heroes set about opening the second chest. New subject, brick. Laughing, Kang remarks that there is a bit of justice after all. Khan jokes that it will be funny if Kim gets another brick. It looks like his luck has run out. The companions open another chest. New item, unrated egg. There's a chance you won't know what kind of egg it is even after grading. Apparently Khan jumped to conclusions. There is no justice. I'm taking the unrated sword and the unrated egg, said Kim Jong-hoon. The system alerted. Award selection is complete. You will be teleported to the newcomer city of Lassa. The heroes discuss the honors they received during their training. System alert. Teleportation initiated. New message from the system. A trap item has been detected. New message from the system. Random monster about to hatch. Taking the egg in your hands, it starts to crack. Kim lets it out of his hands and it shatters. Kang mocks him hysterically for his good fortune. Hope this monster is a low-ranked monster, get ready, Kang Jin-ho said. Warning from the system. Monster has appeared. Blood Sunset Goblin Warrior. The goblin gets to his full height. It's useless to fight him, Kang said in a sad voice. You can't beat him with your current level, Khan assured him. Kim Jong-hoon thinks he's being made fun of because of his low level. It pisses him off. Well, it's worth a try, Kim said in a relieved voice. He doesn't want to die without doing anything. Kim's going after the goblin, swinging around to land as hard a blow as possible. The swing is followed by a crushing blow. Did it really work out? Kim Jong-hoon asks himself. No, the goblin doesn't give a shit. Kim dodged the goblin's lunge. However, the latter was able to land a blow to his arm. Kang Jin-ho tries to get Kim Jong-hoon to run away, but the latter is unwilling to just give up. Inventory, Kim shouted. Pulling out his sword, he runs at the goblin. Kang reminds him that his sword has no rating. Consequently, it has no power until it is rated. Burn everything with white flames, Kim Jong-hoon said to himself. After saying that, Kim strikes the goblin with the sword that was already blazing with fire. Good job, keep it up, Kang Jin-ho encouraged. The sword takes on a new appearance. System alert, green skin killer. The system alerts, your attributes have been increased. Kim is happy with this arrangement. Is this guy that strong because of a skill with 10 stars? Kang remarks. System alerts. Transfer to Rookie City will take place in 5 seconds. Wait! Give me some more time! Kim Jong-hoon shouts. System alert. Teleportation in progress. The heroes teleported away. Kim practically rolls off her feet after teleporting. There is a view of the city in front of the viewer. Nameless players praise the game. More Kim, who was quite depressed, falls into their view. My level and stats have gone up, that's good to see, but... Kim Jong-hoon said. I didn't even have time to see what item fell off him, screams Kim in grief. Look, the last attack worked, don't be sad. Kang tries to cheer up Kim Jong-hoon. He agrees, but there's still a little residue. Right, I was going to ask a question, Kim begins. How do you manage to stay here physically? I've heard that spirit's abilities are limited, Kim continued. Kim Jong-hoon thinks it's about the title Rule Breaker, but Heavenly Demon has his own guesses. System alert. Restrictions on the Kindred spirit have been lifted. Here, Khan replies. The characters speculate about how problematic it would be to socialize together with this limitation. Kim remarks that Kang Jin-ho is still distrustful of him. He understands him and doesn't hold a grudge. Khan will prove to him that he is very useful and can be trusted. Kang Jin-ho had a question about what Kim was going to do when she got training in the game. The answer was rather banal. Training, quests. Kang reminds us that whatever choice he makes, it will only be his way. In this regard, the last savior had limitless possibilities. Kim doesn't realize what heresy he's talking about. At that moment, he notices a lot of people gathered in the square in the city. Mammonism guild members recruit other players to join them. The answer was no. Kim Jong-hoon noticed that the player was hostile and didn't want to join the guild. The recruiter says the player is putting himself in an awkward position, because further down the game he could have a very difficult. People got angry. Did they really stumble upon PC player killer or player killer? If the game gives too much freedom, experienced players start to take advantage of it. The recruiter refutes this nonsense. It's absurd. I'm going to give you protection, he persuades. He brings up the Hunt for Mutant Deer Antlers quest that newcomers need to complete. Khan confirms that such a quest does exist. It is most effective early in the game. Mutant deer are not that strong. The main problem is their location. adds Kang Jin-ho. The recruiter mentions a guild called Bloodthirsty. It consists of immoral players who don't want to play by the rules. The guild appeared a month ago and has grown very quickly in the starting city. They hunt newcomers while the newcomers hunt deer. When they reach their objectives, the player will hear, "Game over. You have been killed by the PCs." Players still don't trust the recruiter, they want to test him. He offers the option that his guild will protect newcomers during the quest, of course. This service will be completely free of charge. However, there is one condition. We want one thing, he adds. Condition? Kim thinks to herself. "Give us your coins by which you drew lots," continued the recruiter. Kim is upset because he spent all the coins in the beginning. The recruiter continues. "There is a man in our guild who was able to get the rare profession of merchant. If we sell all the coins we receive from you, how big do you think the amount will be?" asked the recruiter. Upon reflection, the players were shocked. After these words, all as one followed him, hoping for an easy passage. Kim Jong-hoon reasons that this whole show looks very suspicious. Khan added that everything the recruiter said was the absolute truth. Kim wonders, could there be such a charitable organization in a game like this? Kang Jin-ho offers him the opportunity to experience the abomination that has taken root in such guilds as well as in the PC world. Taking this opportunity would be a fun way to cut short all their plans. Kim compares this situation to a short story where the protagonist is up against a whole squad of villains. Approaching the NPS, the heroes listen to the backstory. "Help! Deer are ravaging the farm. Hanging their leader's antlers will scare them away. Will you help me?" The game isn't that simple. It doesn't reveal all the maps, though perhaps it should, since it's a starting location. I finished registering the quest. But what do these people do? Kim Jong-hoon asked in surprise. Players queue up for the quest. Khan's advice is to treat this situation like going to a restaurant where you have to fight for a table. As people in the crowd suddenly shouted that they were all idiots who would wait their turn for the quest. Other players are not happy with this arrangement, they ask. What kind of cheeky people are these? You want to know who we are? Minsu, Jongsu, Kwansu. The villains take turns answering. They call themselves the Unrivaled Trinity. Trinity ran at the deer. Kim was surprised at their reluctance to pay and play alone. Trinity attacks a deer. Great! At this rate we'll defeat him no problem, shouted one of them. There is a lurking archer sitting in a tree, who has already drawn the bowstring. An unknown archer hits Minsa. His comrades are shocked. The victim doesn't understand what happened. Minsu screams in pain. After shouting, more archers showed up and sat in ambush. The archers fired in bursts. The players are trying to escape. The arrows are flying from over there! Protect the newcomers! Shouted the recruiter. The guild members took out shields. Players tried to defend themselves from arrows flying at them. The players from the Bloodlust Guild have retreated. Apparently the Mammonism Guild are actually the good guys? People who a moment ago distrusted Mammonism are now praising them to the skies. The queue for the quest has only gotten longer, but Khan offers a shorter route to complete the task. Kim is afraid because going up against such a crowd is useless. However, the Heavenly Demon already has an answer. There are other places where the deer leader shows up, by the way, much more often than here, Khan said. Are you suggesting we enter bloodthirsty territory? Forget it. There are many times more of them. Kang Jin-ho replies that each characteristic must be a minimum of 5 to pass each level, while Kim has over 24. So, are you ready, hermit protagonist? Asked Kang to him. Hearing a positive answer, the comrades rushed deep into the forest. A member of the Bloodthirsty Guild was watching all of this. The order was simple. Eliminate the newcomer. Kim Jong-hoon noticed something strange. The first salvo was different from the second. Kim began. The first shots were very accurate, while the second firing was different, he continued. It seemed as if the guilds had arranged this in advance to replicate the perfect arrow blocking. Kim finally finished. Kang realized that the guy was more cerebral than he expected. So what was Kim Jong-hoon's conclusion? It's no more obvious than that, Kim replied. Arrows fly at the heroes. By inertia, Kim Jong-hoon dodges and continues his explanation. Both guilds have been for one thing from the beginning. The arrows hit a tree. Archers, reasoning that they were given false information, is not new. It's worth dealing with him in hand-to-hand combat. Kim turns to Kang. Bro, does the game have a record function? Yes, there is, but why do you need it? Heavenly Demon asked. I think that this kind of recording might be useful to me in the future, Kim Jong-hoon replied. The system alerts. You have been attacked by a PC. Kim jumps out of the tree looking to land strikes. With a deft move, he dodged the attack. Carrying out a counterattack, he strikes at his foe. Kim Jong-hoon is starting to dominate his opponent, making it harder for his foe to defend himself. Kim lands a barrage of punches to the chin. The enemy shouts for him to stop, but his pleas were overlooked. Kim Jong-hoon dealt with his opponent without much trouble. System alert. Enemy defeated. The only thing left of him was his weapon. Several members from the bloodthirsty guild watched the fight. They realized that they would not defeat the hero. Having dealt with the others, Kim only had one guild member left to deal with who had attacked him. The one asks to be spared, justifying that he won't be able to play for 3 more days after he dies, which means he'll be eating 1 noodle. Kim Jong-hoon is relentless. He can't be fooled. He'll take all the loot his enemy has anyway, so he doesn't see much difference, before prematurely quitting the game. A guild player yells that he will hate Kim every time he eats noodles. Even such a loud statement didn't convince him. Kim only wished him good luck on the road. Khan again wonders how a person without proper knowledge and experience is so good. Kang Jin-ho recalls Kim mentioning the fights in Real Fantasy, so he also asked what was his world rank. I haven't played for long, so I've managed to get up to the 2nd rank, Kim replied. Leaving the hardcores behind, he was able to climb that high. Khan thought. Wait, all this time you've been playing on Canning Jar? Heavenly Demon marveled. Mark I Virtual Reality Helmet. A budget helmet that distinguished itself by its price and terrible quality, for which it was nicknamed the Canned Can. Literally everything about it was terrible, from the materials to the speed of user synchronization. Some people were vomiting after a brief act of playfulness with him, taking 2nd place playing on Canning Bank. He's a monster. If I add my experience and knowledge, Kang began. It's quite possible that I could put an end to this game, he finished. Kang Jin-ho said it's worth it to buy a new helmet of the latest model, but Kim doesn't have that kind of money. In response, Kang told him not to worry about it. It would be more useful to collect the items and discuss the purchase in more detail later. Embarking on a search, the heroes found a coin? They wondered. In addition to equipment, useless items fell out. Except for personal items and special items, they lost everything. Khan realized that, in that case, the situation was changing. Is he pushing the idea of where the Mammonism Guild is marketing the coins? Rohan, aka Recruiter, mentioned that there's a merchant in his guild who uses his skill to sell coins for a good price. Kang Jin-ho recalled. Who exactly do you think created this strategy? Khan asked. Kim refuses to believe that Rohan made the whole thing up. But Kang adds that he wasn't the only one who thought of her. The best strategy for beginners was written by the leader of Mammonism. A well-developed strategy is the key to success, but there is a small but. Strategy is an essential part of the game for beginners. After the game is released, small hints are piled up in the player community. When enough of them are, absolute strategy is born. The reasons for writing strategies can vary. It can be wanting to be in the public eye, for good reasons, but mostly for profit, said Kang Jin-ho. The implication is that the leader of Mammonism is a bastard who wants to maximize the benefits of his strategy. Khan's point is that human psychology is simple. When people begin to believe in a strategy, it becomes more than just a strategy to them. It begins to resemble the Bible. It's more complicated with hardcore. While a person who sees it for the first time will give 100 coins out of 100. Kim asks, there are gamers out there who aren't interested in strategies, right? In such cases, tricksters like Rohan come into play, Kang Jin-ho replied. Kim Jong-hoon wonders how Kang was able to figure out their strategy after all. It's very simple. In a year, someone from the Mammonism Guild will give away all the secrets, Khan explains. Coins that are currently considered useless will be important when completing the Antique Bazaar quest, Kang Jin-ho continued. Hidden Quest Antique Bazaar is the most unique among hidden quests. The time and place of appearance of quest NPS is always changing. The quest opens for just a moment and immediately disappears. All the player needs to do is to give coins to the quest NPS. Therefore, the Mammonism Guild tries to leave players without coins. Does that mean the coins are useless if the place and time of appearance are randomized? It all just depends on luck? Kim asked. Khan replies, did I mention random? Dislocation changes, but by no means randomly. Kim is surprised by Kang Jin-ho's answer. Yes, it can really be confusing. But don't worry. You have a player on your team who has been studying this game for 10 years. I'll take care of it. Just get the coins, Kang said in a persuasive voice. The action shifts to the Mammonism Guild camp, where a terrified soldier reports that their trail has left no trace of them. What are you talking about? Jung Woo-hyuk, the commander of the Momonist armed forces, asked. He ponders that a loss of 10 men is quite significant, and also asks how many enemies have invaded their territory. Just one, the soldier replies uncertainly. John Woo-hyuk thinks that the management must not find out about this incident. Otherwise, his bonus will be cut. Next month is his son's birthday, but things don't go according to plan. He thinks one of his rivals sent an experienced warrior. That means he needs someone who can defeat him. A masked man intervenes in the conversation. I've heard of it, he declares. That person turns out to be Hanzo, a top player hired by the Mammonism Guild. From the sudden appearance, it's as if everyone swallowed their tongues. At this time, Hanzo is getting nervous about the silence. "Hanzo-san, we need your help," Jung Woo-hyuk stated. Hanzo happily agrees. Suddenly, he falls to his knees. The soldiers immediately run up to him asking about his condition. But Hanzo assures him that everything is fine. Just old wounds awakened. Hanzo is a man who was able to establish himself in the top 100 PCs, however, was unable to break into the top 20 due to a mistake in choosing a kindred spirit. After creating the character, he won victory after victory. Thanks to them, he was able to achieve what he has now. Still, he has one good reason to climb the ladder further. This reason, God of Battle, is the greatest fighter who, like a comet, was able to fly all the way to the second spot in the rankings. Hanzo fought him in the arena but was completely crushed. One day, the God of Battle vaporized. From that moment on, Hanzo never saw him again. "I know," Hanzo began. "It's here somewhere, in the expanse of the last savior," he said. However, no one understands what Hanzo is talking about. Memories of the battle with him are still clear as if it was yesterday. There was a beautiful moon that night, just like this one. It's the perfect moment to say goodbye to life. Hearing these words, the soldiers were shocked. They reason that Hanzo is too hung up on his concept and ideals. Hanzo sets a fire trap. The system notifies you. You have successfully completed the fire trap. He began to wait. Hanzo began to contemplate the fact that he wasn't too fond of what he was doing, however. Once he figured it out, his contract with the guild would end. He notices people in the distance. "If your words are to be believed," Kim says in the distance. "Do I need to move that way to get out to the deer herd? Okay, that's secondary. I'm more concerned with, are there going to be more obstacles?" He continues. Hanzo notices the intruders. He bides his time. Kim is stepping into a trap set not too long ago. Kim is starting to burn. Hanzo jumps out of the tree. "You may hold a grudge against me, though it's nothing Hanzo didn't have time to finish. Message from the system. The fire was prematurely extinguished. Kim said with relief. "Yeah, I was really surprised. The system notifies. Unlock skill is available." That's how a skill with 10 stars works, Kim thought to himself. At this point, Hanzo stands in a stupor. Hanzo has anticipated this option, so he doesn't worry. He tries to land his crowning blow on Kim. Using a special skill, he runs forward right at him. Kim dodged the lunge without much trouble. With a slight movement of his foot, he knocks the katana out of his hands. Hanzo is surprised at his skills. Only one person can disarm him. Wait, is he really God of Battles? Kang and Kim discuss recent events. The guys learned that the unlock skill unlocks 3 abilities. Evaluates unknown items, removes traps, and resets abnormal status. At this time, Kim is amazed from his skills. He is amused by it. A few moments later, Hanzo gets back to his feet. He has no intentions of spoiling the battle, so he recognizes himself as the loser. He has no choice but to exit prematurely. He never thought this day would ever come. This kind of talk only surprises Kim. Hanzo praises his idol, but the other one thinks that only idiots are members of the bloodthirsty guild. Before he dies, Hanzo has a request. Kim asks, "What's the request?" System alert. A new friend request has arrived for you from the player, the overthrowing god of battles. Making a cute face, Hanzo queried about his request. With the same face, Kim sent him out for 3 days. The actions of the story carry over to the battle with the dragon. After defeating the monster, the warrior places his axe on the ground. This warrior is the leader of the Mammonism Guild, Maimon. Head, there's been a disturbance in bloodthirsty territory, a guild member told him. However, Maimon doesn't care too much about that. He's not happy with the loot from the dragon. After continuing his search for something of value, he tells those to send Hanzo. However, Maimon hears the surprising news. He is a loser. The leader is very surprised by this. Before exiting the game, Hanzo sent an email. The soldier asks that Mammon personally read it. It says that Hanzo has fulfilled his life's purpose. From that moment on, he would follow his idol. He'll pay the rest of the debt later, so there's no point in looking for him. "What nonsense is this?" Mammon gets angry. The leader sighs, talking about Hanzo being insane. The person responsible for bloodthirsty is Jian Woo-hyuk. Mammon says to be handed his orders, which he will announce later. The leader reminds him that the hidden quest should be starting any minute now, but he's being hindered by all sorts of nonsense. Mammon thinks about how many more people he will need to spend on a starter city for the newcomers. He's starting to pack. The leader picks up his axe. He talks about how he got this axe last time from the Antique Bazaar quest. He's already excited about the new loot. Mammon asks if there is any information on the intruder. However, he did not hear a coherent answer. "Well, the situation is clear to me, dismissed," said the leader. "He asked me to tell Jung Woo-hyuk to write a letter of explanation. Just like that," he added, "his bonus will be cut." The action shifts back to Kim and Kan, who have by now obtained the quest item, Horns of the Leader. Finally finished with the deer, the heroes began to go to turn in the quest. Kim noticed that the guildmen had started walking in groups of several. Apparently someone had given orders from above. He complains that it causes some difficulties. Kim can't wait for them to go do the hidden quest. But Kang reminds them that they need a special condition for the NPS to appear. "We're not going to wait until we're blue in the face for him to show up in front of us himself, are we?" Kim asked. Khan replies that in 4 hours they will go to a certain place where this NPS will appear. "Until then, try to maximize your level," Kang said. "Good thing you brought up quests. Is there some sort of plot here?" Kim asked. Khan countered in the negative. The man now facing Kim is his main provider of all sorts of content, including quests. "Most quests give out a kindred spirit," Khan explains. "We'll call the main quests the ones that give the most experience, but they don't relate to the story, because if you get close to your spirit, you can get a lot of useful things," Khan continued. He also added that there's no way Kim can just get a quest from Kang. The thing is that Kim is still low-leveled. However, with reaching level 10, he will be able to get a quest from him. "Well, enough talking. Let's go up the level," Kang said in a confident voice. "There might still be something hidden in this 10-star skill, so we need to keep exploring it," Kang added. Once outside the city, the heroes heard only silence. There is no content of any kind here. Kang asks to see an item that Kim purchased not too long ago. What on earth is he up to? Kim thought. Kang tells Kim to get the acorns out of his inventory, then put them under the tree. A squirrel was watching all this from behind the bushes. Kim senses danger. Squirrel jumps at Kim with a squeal. Kang talks about how he has nothing to worry about as Kim is strong enough. "And I was wondering why all of a sudden I was so weak when I defeated a level 35 goblin!" Kim shouts. "You won't have an easy fate since you've encroached on my training," Kim continued. System alert. Level up to level 5. After defeating the squirrel, a hidden object falls out of her, which Khan asks her to plant in the ground. Something unusual is beginning to sprout. It's a tree. Kang says that the surprises don't end there, and tells Kim to stick his hand in the hollow tree. System alert. Hidden dungeon found. An assessment of the dungeon found is made. During the evaluation, Kang explains that dungeons have 6 ranks, ranging from normal to legendary. However, there are 3 more hidden ranks, epic and mythic. "I have a question," Kim says. "Go ahead," Khan replies. Kim continues, "You only named 2 ranks, what's the third?" "I don't know either. Until recently I thought the above mythical didn't exist, however," says Khan. "I found a clue that leads to a higher rank than mythical. I followed the clue to certain dungeons," Khan continued. "And when I entered, my physical body was taken to heaven, and my soul became your kindred spirit." Yeah, ironic, Kim thought. Dungeon evaluation complete. Rating legendary. The system alerts. "Are you ready to enter?" Kim pondered aloud. Come to think of it, the fact that we got into a legendary dungeon isn't too good. "Why?" Khan wondered. Kim continues. "The stronger the monster, the greater the chance of failing the task. Nevertheless, we're still going?" Kang asks with a smirk. "Sure," Kim replies. Kang asks, "Don't you think it's strange that the title of the person who first discovered this dungeon was given to you and not me, who already knew about it? It turns out," Kim wondered, "all because in this timeline you couldn't get into this dungeon?" Kim asked. Kang replies, "Bullseye. There are 2 reasons for that. First, there's a restriction here. Above level 5 you won't pass it. In this time turn I've passed other dungeons," Kang continued. There was a rumbling sound in the dungeon. A huge squirrel comes at the heroes. "Here's the second reason. I wasn't sure I could pass this dungeon," Khan continued. Celestial Demon tries to cheer up his comrade by talking about how he can get a new title if he doesn't take damage once. The hero accepts the challenge. However, it cannot penetrate Squirrel Tyrant's back or limbs. After pondering her move, Kim throws out her sword and flies straight into the enemy with dagger in hand. The place he was aiming for was her head. System alert. The Squirrel Tyrant has been defeated. "Well, we can't stop. Shall we go inland?" Kim asked snidely. After a while, Kim defeated every enemy in his path, which couldn't help but surprise Kana. "Received a new item, treasure chest," Kim said in a joyful voice. "How cool. I hope I get something of value." The opening of the subject is underway. After the opening, the walls shook. The characters don't know what's going on. Lurking in a safe place, they began to think. A bloodthirsty monster appeared in front of them. Kang asked, "There's a mutated creature in front of us. What will you do?" "Huh. At this rate, I'll just have to fight her," Kim replied confidently. "Great. Then I'll give you a hint where it's best to be—" Before Kang could finish. As usual, Kim doesn't have time to finish the advice and rushes straight into action. Kim notices the trunk. His eyes burn with thirst for treasure. Kim decided to take advice from Khan after all, who told him to throw the collected parts of the enemies he had defeated towards the mutant. Kim is throwing parts of his opponents into the squirrel. So where's her weak spot? Kim wondered. Take a closer look, Khan replies. After looking around enough, Kim realized that the mutant's weak spot was… What's frozen? Kang asked mockingly. Kim went out hunting. Squirrel was confused. She hadn't expected such a sneaky move. I'm sorry, Kim smote the squirrel with those words. The system alerts. Perfect attack on a weak spot. Level up. Quickly forgetting his sin, Kim ran to the chest. What kind of fruit is he? Kang thought to himself. Running up to the chest, Kim was surprised, for it had a lock on it, making it many times more difficult. Usually, you need a key of the same level to open such locks. Remembering something about his skills, Kim walked over to the chest and said, Unlock. System alert. Unlock skill activated. The lock level is legendary. The system alerts. Successful. Well, you're lucky again, Khan said. First, open the rare roll. New item. Unknown leather armor, evaluation required. Pretty good stuff. However, in dungeons like this, it's worth getting your hands on more highly rated items, he continued. Hey, roger that, Kim said with a smirk. Unlocking, he shouted. The system notifies unlock skill update has occurred. You want to spend mana to evaluate an unknown item? The system asked. Kim is clearly not happy with this arrangement. I don't think it's unfair. I've never seen mana not being taken away for abilities. Rather try putting on the armor, said Khan. Okay, stretched out the word to Kim. System alerts. Do you want to spend mana to evaluate an item? Unlocking! Shouted Kim. New item, leather armor with smooth styling. Rating, rare. Well, for a rare rating, the armor is pretty tolerable, Kim observed. It's time to unlock the legendary box. Unlock it, Kim muttered. New item in your inventory. Egg. Rating will be known after the evaluation. You can provoke an appearance with the acorn attribute, Kim read aloud. Bro, does the dash after the word rare mean it's a worst rating that will improve over time? Kim asked. Khan responded in the affirmative. We need more acorns now, so let's hurry up, Kim said optimistically. The heroes set out to mop up the dungeon. System alerts. Dungeon passed. It turns out that all the paraphernalia we found turned out to be acorns, Kim reasoned. They are so beautiful like berries. Which berry should I pick? Kim found himself confused. Khan advises choosing acorn only after choosing a profession, because after completing all of the Kindred spirit quests, there will be a choice between 3 professions. You're an unusual spirit. Do you know how a profession is granted? Kim asked. Well, I don't know, Khan replied. However, I'm sure it will all work out, he continued. The system notifies you. You have been granted a profession quest, and you really are awesome, Kim began. Professions provided. Farmer, fisherman. Sorry, your profession is directly related to your kindred spirit level, Kang said awkwardly. You can get professions from other NPCs or else, he continued. Or else? Kim interjected. You can use a quick quest that is available from level 45, Khan continued. The hidden quest is just around the corner, so Khan suggests heading to the starting city. The heroes move to the starting city of Lassa. You see that? Kang asked sharply. On the corner of the church, Grandpa is the old man, Khan shouts. Grandson, would you care to exchange items? The old man asked. System alerts. A hidden NPS has offered you a deal. Do you want to accept the hidden quest, barter? Of course I do, Kim said in a tired voice. At this time, the crowd noticed that there was already someone standing next to the NPS. Bro, I'm having trouble accepting the quest, Kim said fearfully. What? What's the problem? This has never happened before, Kang said. You don't have a god you worship, do you? The old man asked. System alerts. You have discovered a hidden quest, Descendant of the Spellcaster King, for a profession change from the Oldsmith. Do you mind if we move to a quieter place? Grandpa asked. Only enjoy, Kim replied calmly. The characters move around. They found themselves in a quiet and beautiful place. Kim, from now on, talk about yourself. Other users might think you're crazy, for they can't see me, said Kang. Welcome. My name is Drek Stein. Please just address me as Drek. I am pleased to welcome you to the Arkham Empire, said Drek. You must be wondering why I pretended to be an old man, and where I spent all the coins I collected. You have passed the first stage, so I will expound, Drek continued. Kim was surprised that it was a selection, but Grandpa replied that there was nothing to be surprised about, since Kim was not serving God. Drek revealed that the gods tempt newcomers with the power they promise them. Kang realized that even with all the time he had spent in the game, he still had gaps in his knowledge since there were NPCs who were hostile to spirits. Dear, I'm sorry, I already have a god I serve, Kim said. Yeah, I see you got one hell of a guy picking on you. Don't worry, I'll provide you with a shaman. Drek tried to calm Kim down. System alert. Do you want to take the exam for the Descendant of the Caster King quest? Drek began to explain the full nature of the real gods and kindred spirits. While he was busy explaining, Kim was able to pass the second stage of the test, from which Grandpa was very surprised. Is he really the hero? Drek asks himself. Well, the third stage will be held elsewhere. Follow me, he said. Upon reaching the location of the last stage, Grandpa asked Kim to stand in the circle drawn by magic. System alert. The ancient magic of the capital city of Vases has been activated. Once activated, Kim and Kang find themselves inside the ordeal. They discuss that this is all very strange, since the capital city of Vases has a 9-star ranking. System alerts. You are immersed in the 7 deadly sins. Abnormal status. Kang laughs at the absurdity of the whole situation. Well, I'll get out, Kim thought. Unlocking! He shouted. System alerts. All abnormal statuses have been eliminated. System alerts. Career change quest passed. Kim himself didn't realize why he had completed the quest so quickly. System alerts. You have become the first holder of a mythical profession by becoming a Lord Spellcaster. Kang is annoyed by Kim's luck, however he can't do anything about it. Kim wants to try out the skills of her new profession. Unbelievable! The Caster King! Shouts Drek with joy. Grandpa hands the box to Kim. Upon opening it, he sees the magical weapon used by the king. Drek explains that the weapon is shaped like gloves, but acts like a wizard's wand. Before you try out a weapon, you need to be well prepared. System alerts. The Relic of the Caster King scenario has been activated. The script says that the first relic is somewhere in the city of Luana. Drek says that while Kim will do the relic retrieval, in the meantime he will do his research from here. He studies the coins of foreigners. It's the only clue linking the foreigners to the fake gods. Drek, I think I can help you with your research, Kim said confidently. Events are transported to the real world, where the player, Lassa, watches videos. He stumbles upon a video in which he sees the initial quest with the antlers of a deer. Out of pity for the blogger, he decides to watch it. Opening the video, he watches Kim massacre Hanzo. The guy's surprise is unparalleled. After looking some more, he realizes that the video also shows a hidden quest with a hidden NPS. Commenters are outraged, because they too don't understand what kind of peddler is shown in the video. The action shifts back to Kim, who shares his progress with Khan, who told him to make a video, a cut, and put it online. He is shocked at how the video he posted has viralized on the internet, and what happens to people after watching it. Kang claims it's all the video's fault. Maybe Kim should become a streamer. It turns out to be as simple as that. By posting this video, Kim decided to help Drek out with coins. Kim notices that there's only half an hour left in the game session. Out of the maximum 10 hours all but gone, Kim's first day of play was a busy one. Khan wondered what would happen after his game master left the game. The system alerts, 10 seconds to forced rupture. Khan shouted, what if he gets wiped out after coming out? System alerts, you have been forcibly disconnected. Fortunately, the game didn't get rid of me, Khan said. But I was thrown into my room, that room I spent all my time in until I became a kindred spirit. It was probably taken from my memories, he continued. Kang notices that the people are gathering in the square again. The heroes went beyond the outskirts of the city. I think we've gone far enough. Open the status window, Khan said. Open the status window, Kim shouted out. Kang and Kim began examining the updated status window. Now open the skill window, Kim said. System alerts, skills, magical engineering, elemental mastery, elemental arrow, divisive strike. The heroes see the magic engineering skill for the first time, so they decide to try it out. System alerts, you have items related to this skill in your inventory. Open, Kim said. What? Acorns are glowing? Kim said in surprise. System alerts, you wish to synthesize acorns using magical engineering. It's clear now. It's kind of a manufacturing skill, Khan said. Well, for synchronization I just need to put the acorns here, Kim asks. He starts putting out 2 acorns. Adventurism takes over, and instead of 2 acorns, Kim puts up 8. The system alerts, do you want to synthesize? Kang tries to talk Kim out of it, since he himself doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't listen and triggers synthesis. System alerts, synthesis process has started. New item, elemental acorn, legendary rating. System alerts, congratulations, the synthesis process was successful. System alerts, elemental acorn, legendary rating will be replaced by primal fragment, epic rating. Kim is surprised by everything new and asks Kang for advice. At this time, Kang begins to think that his master doesn't need him anymore since he's doing so well on his own. Kim convinces him otherwise by talking about how he learned everything from him. Khan is starting to melt like snow in the heat. System alerts. Conditions have been met. Would you like to try hatch? Hatching, Kim said. System alerts. The material has a very high rating. The object's race has been changed to fantasy species. The beast has hatched. Khan says he looks exactly like a squirrel, except for his black coloring. The system notifies you. Select a name for your pet. Blackie, Kim said. The system alerts. The pet's name has been updated. Kim plays with the pet. At this time, Kang asks him to be more serious as they need to test their fighting skills. Right now, it's better to stay in the starting location longer than you have to, Khan stated. Why? Kim asked. The answer is simple. They haven't experienced all the delights of the starting location yet. You got that right! Shouted Kim. Khan says Mob Boss was invented for players who stayed longer. This boss will be perfect for the finale of the starting location. Kim rejoiced. Well then, let's head to the Latian Terror Cave, Kang said. After a while, the heroes arrived at their destination. Hell's Cave appeared in front of the heroes. System alert. Do you wish to enter the Hell Cave? Is this a dungeon to mop up for a while? Kim asked. Yes, walk over to the boulder and open the stats to start passing, said Khan. Someone is coming out of the cave. It turned out to be a trio consisting of Minsu, Jiangsu, and Kwangsu. They were able to place 17th on the leaderboard. System alert. Do you wish to enter the Hell Cave? Affirmative, Kim said. System alert. Confirmed as solo game. System alerts. You will be moved in 5 seconds. System alert. The hellbeast will be summoned in 3 minutes. Perfect place for a battle with the boss, said Kim. System alert. The watchdog of the underworld has been summoned. The hound of the underworld growls. I think you realized his weakness? Khan asked. Yes, go ahead, Blackie. With a shout, he urged the pet. Chernish cast an ice attribute spell. System alert. Battle is about to commence. System announces. Here we go. The underworld dog runs towards Kim, while simultaneously dodging his lunges. System alert. Hellhound is using Hellfire Breath. Kim takes off looking to strike from the top. Kim strikes. System alerts. You have taken a critical hit. System alert. You have defeated the hellbeast. The nameless player sits on a rock, thinking about the dungeon. That guy I was standing with is probably a rookie. It was worth a shot to add him, though he's probably already out, thought Nameless. People are terrified of the new record. Nameless approaches the boulder. Records. Solo game. First place, 9 seconds. Kang is angry with Kim. It's worth being more careful with weaker enemies. Well, if you enjoyed the win, we should move on, Khan said. Look, maybe, Kim piped up. No, 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 Kang pleads. We're going to tear this place apart, Chernish. Go, yells Kim. Kang urges Kim to stop wasting time, but Kim is relentless. The heroes traveled to Lassa again. Khan talks about being in the starting location of Good Lasso. But stepping onto the mainland reveals a very different side of the game. The heroes go to head Kedlak, who is supposed to take them to the mainland. Kim worries that it will take them a long time to move to him. However, Kang assures him that it won't last more than 5 minutes. Kedlak invites everyone to move. He notices in Kim the hero for defeating the hellbeast. Kedlak gives him Kedlak's carpenter's gloves. With gifts in hand, the heroes travel to Luan. May the gods bless your onward journey, Kedlak said. Kim marvels at the magnitude of Luan. He recalls a conversation that didn't end. Kim speaks of special skills that can only be obtained from a kindred spirit. Sure, I can give you such a skill, but... Kang said. But? Kim asked. The rank of the special skill will be the same as the rank of the kindred spirit, he said. Okay, let's give it a try, but I'm not promising anything. Kim started bantering about how he would soon be the holder of a special starless rank from the unemployed spirit. System alerts. You have received a quest from a kindred spirit for a special skill. System alerts. The quest has been completed automatically. Your relationship with the kindred spirit is at an end. System alerts. You have received the special skill Repetition, 0 stars. Apparently, the skill has something to do with Khan and his regression. The system twisted a situation that happened to him some time ago. Okay, we should go check him out, Khan suggested. The heroes come to the seashore. Lightning arrow! Kim shouted. System alert. You have defeated Merman. System alerts. Level is elevated. Kim had risen to level 12, and still no ideas for the skill. That's okay, we should focus on the quest, Khan reassured. System alert. Legacy of the Caster King quest. Find Gaius. System alerts. Information has been updated. The system notifies the NPS is displayed on the mini-map. Kim is baffled by such an easy pass. Apparently his fate is luck. Khan suggests teleporting to the other side of town. The heroes find themselves at the Westgate Cemetery. Gias's hut is already in sight. Kim knocks on the door and apologizes for the inconvenience. The house smells like lemon, Kim said. Oh, sorry. It's the only way to get rid of the corpse stench, Gaius said. He asks what brings the heroes to such a bleak place. I would like to ask you to provide me with information about the king, spellcaster's legacy, Kim said. When Gaius saw Kim's gloves, he was immediately gracious. so the quest was completed without much difficulty. System alerts. The quest, Legacy of the Caster King, passed. The system alerts. A middle-class set package has been issued. System alerts. The continuation of the quest, Legacy of the King, Spellcaster, will be opened automatically. Where is the relic left behind by the king? Kim asked. In the center of the cemetery. In Luan's pit, said Gaius. At some point, the death energy became too strong, making it impossible to enter the pit. However, with some ingredients, I can create an artifact that will protect you from this energy. Gaius continued. Gaius needs the ingredients of the sea as a symbol of purification. He asked Kim to get them. I'll be sure to get them, Kim said. System alerts. Quest has begun. The heroes came out of the house. Kim wants to see the award he received. Inventory! Shouted Kim. The system alerts. Medium skill pack. Kang is no longer surprised by Kim's good fortune. He says skills are obtained by leveling up or changing professions. Anyway, you got 5 cards, Khan said. However, Kim can only choose 1 card out of 5. The system alerts. The cards are laid out. I pick second from the left, Kim shouted. The system alerts. Congratulations. You have received a card with the 2-star lightning arrow skill. Khan gloats. Well, once you've picked one, the rest evaporate. Before Kang could finish. System alerts. Skill activated. I see, that's how the repetition skill works, said Khan. System alerts. Would you like to do it again? Second card from the right. Kim chooses. The system alerts. Repeat. The system alerts. Congratulations. You have received a card with the 2-star lightning arrow skill. Apparently, skills and disposition remain the same, Kim said. Khan suggests using repeat until something worthwhile falls out. That's what I'll do. I choose this card. Kim made a choice. The system alerts. Congratulations, you have received a card with the 7-star Holy Sacrifice skill. Wait, the Holy Sacrifice skill? Kang pondered. Holy Sacrifice is the strongest card in the Holiness Attribute series. The more mana reserve a player has, the more damage they will deal. There's something else, Khan continued. Unfortunately, this is a one-time skill. It will be removed from your inventory immediately after use, said Khan. According to Heavenly Demon, this card is in demand on the market, which means it'll fly right off the counter as soon as you put the lot up. Let's take this opportunity to open the bidding, Kang suggested. Kang thinks 5 million won will be enough. At this time, Kim can't get enough of her kindred spirit. Khan began, so let's go make some money, shall we? The heroes came to an auction house in a commercial district. Kim reveals that up until this point, he had been having trouble with his play money. But now he's no longer worried. Khan agreed that the money issue can be a rock for a student. Then let's strike iron while it's hot, said Kang. Now Kim doesn't have to worry about money. The only thing he has to do is focus on the game. First of all, you should buy a play pod. But you should discuss this with your parents first, because its size is impressive. Kim tells us that he lives alone, so there will be no problems. The heroes go to register Kim's account at the auction house. The heroes approach the table. Visitor 137, I'm ready to help you, said the employee. Kim checks in. Registration is complete. You may now put items up for auction, said the receptionist. Loading complete, your discharge? Oh, the auction house worker said uncertainly. Congratulations, you have been awarded a black grade. Players are divided into 6 divisions, ranging from bronze to black. The criterion for evaluation is how big a mark the player has left on the expanses of the game. All registration procedures are complete, said the employee. Well, the capsule still needs to be bought, and I don't have the money, Kim stated. Khan gives a new quest. Kim finds herself on the streets of her city. He's moving toward the address Khan gave, finds a stash filled to the brim with some contents. Opening it up, he sees the pile of money Khan left behind. Are you telling me you've been hiding a lot of money in the gym locker room? Kim asked. Well, yes, Khan replied calmly. He assures me there's no better place to keep your money. But that's all unimportant. The main objective is to buy a capsule. The action shifts to the Lassa store in Korea. Sales manager Shin Bong-hyun complains that there has been no response from customers for the 3rd day in a row. He thinks the newly arrived Kim wants a free test drive of the Apollo. Shin asks him to come tomorrow. Kim isn't interested though. He's here to buy Artemis. Shin was very surprised by this answer. The system notifies you. Verification complete. System alerts, nickname, Carpe, discharge, black. Kim asks if the store can deliver everything today. He will pay right now in cash. Aramida is a gaming capsule with the best features on the Lassa market. Its main difference is that Artemis's circulation is only 3 pieces for the whole of Korea. The action is transported to the world of the game. Kang asks, how did it go? That's fine, thank you, Kim replied. The heroes are about to fulfill a quest. Kim is mining the ingredients for Gaius. Gaius isn't surprised. This is exactly what he expected from the king's descendant. Kim says he's just lucky though. Suddenly Blackie has something in his mouth. System alerts. 6-star collection instinct, skill level 6. Gias takes to crafting the artifact. He asks Kim to have him check the pit for anomalies. System alerts. Quest has begun. Kim has no problem showing up with the detractors that have appeared. System alerts. Quest completed. System alerts. Congratulations, you have reached level 14. Kim notices that Kang has become somber. It's because of the last quest. He finds it suspicious that Kim was taken out of the house on purpose. He offers to go back to the cabin. On the way back, Kim stumbles upon a harlot? Kim marveled. Hello, could you please help me? The girl asked. She continued. Did you happen to see any mobs around here by any chance? Kim answered where to go at the same second, as if he had prepared the answers in advance. Thank you very much. After saying those words, the girl disappeared. Kang begins to tease Kim, however the latter feels restlessness in his heart. Wait, he's not at peace with himself? Kim says he could clearly smell the lemon flavor and the smell of blood. He knows what's going on. Even Kang couldn't understand what had happened. Guess! Yells Kim. Upon entering the house, all he sees is the breathless body of Gias. Now Kang understood why Kim had been taken out of the house. This is the only way the scenario will unfold. System alerts. Event scenario. Gias is defeated. Those who do not like the presence of Akram's inhabitants have made their move. Kim is trying to bring Gias to his senses. Out of his last strength, Gias gives up the Purification Sphere Shard and the Mark of Akram. Kang tries to calm Kim down, assuring him that it's just another storyline. Kim is very angry. Back at the pit, the heroes see the marks of a woman's footprints. System alert. The entrance to the Luana pit dungeon has been detected. System alert. Do you wish to enter the dungeon? Affirmative, Kim said. System alert. Space is filled with death energy. Visibility reduced due to unknown aura. Kang reminds him that if Kim dies, it's game over for him. Less reckless action, Khan advises. There are unintelligible sounds coming from the cave. A skeleton rises up in front of Kim. System alert. Monster sighting. Reinforced skeleton. Kang said, red light. It means his level is higher than yours. However, this does not scare Kim. Kim summons a fiery arrow that aims straight at the skeleton. "'Tis he blocked the attack," Kim said. Well, in that case, I'm forced to fight in close combat, Kim continued. After starting to move towards the enemy, other surprises awaited the hero. System alerts, new enemy, enhanced skeleton archer. Bro, in the game, can you break individual parts like horns or monster armor? Kim asked. Sure, but Kang didn't have time to finish. Fire arrow! Kim shouted. System alerts. Level is elevated. Great, that came out, Kim said with relief. System alerts. You have reached level 15. As a reward, you will receive the lower class skill pack. Kim started opening cards with the repeat skill. System alerts, new skill card, Thunder Call. 5 stars. The heroes made the decision to move on. At this moment, the harlot was already waiting for Kim. We're on a quest to catch the invader now, aren't we? Kim asked. That's right, Khan replied. Could this intruder be another player with a kindred spirit? Asked Kim again. However, Kang said that even among the NPCs, there were some possessors of kindred spirit. All of this is secondary. Your main objective is to survive, Kang reminded. The heroes approached the cliff. There was a crevice in the rock that resembled an entrance. Kim and Kang realized they were going in the right direction. Opening the doors, Kim saw the harlot. You came earlier than expected, Mr. Hero, she said. I'm very glad you're not late, so shall we begin? The harlot continued. System alert. Mad Bacanti is going into battle mode. Tired of talking, Kim pounced on the harlot. Conducting a counterattack, she breaks Kim's weapon. System alerts. Sword has sustained critical damage. Use will be available after repair. Khan noticed that there was a coffin in the middle of the arena with a lock that matched the key Gaius had given Kim. The goal of the quest is to retrieve the relic, not to defeat the boss. In other words, Kim has to get to the coffin and get the loot from it. Kim summoned Blackie, however. Kang did not understand why Kim did this. Kim talked about how if he defeats the boss, he will get a bigger reward than if he just takes the relic. The hero uses all the buffs he owns to win more easily. Bakant is angry because Kim hasn't given up even after losing his weapon. It makes her laugh that he's still trying to win. Kim's fist caught up with her faster than she realized. Kim threw punches one after another. Significantly angered, Bacanti attacks Kim. Fire arrow! Kim shouted. However, the attack failed. Kang explains that the attack failed to reach its target due to the skill Automatic Magic Shield, recharging once every 5 seconds. My skill, Arrow of the Elements, also recharges for 5 seconds, Kim thought to himself. Fire arrow! Yells Kim. In his head, he starts counting down 5 seconds. A call of thunder! Kim shouted a second before the end. It was a distraction. Kim got right up to her. The system alerts. Do you want to learn a skill? Affirmative, Kim said. System alerts. You have mastered the skill Holy Sacrifice. Charging up his new skill, Kim struck out at the harlot. System alert. The Bacchante has been defeated. New item in inventory. Fanatic's Scythe. Possible sale. New item in inventory. Dragon Eye. Possible sale. The necklace and the skill window lit up. System alerts. The magic engineering skill has detected a magical object. Do you wish to activate magic engineering? Dragon's Eye, the choice. Kim opted for it. System alerts. Enchantment cannot continue due to lack of materials. One of the items needed for the sequel was Hadrian's Tear. Khan says you can get it from the boss of the same name. Rather weakened after the battle, the heroes put off upgrading the necklace for later. Kim opens the casket that stands in the center of the arena. The coffin contains relics. Kim finds a 9-star skill. System alerts. You have acquired the 9-star skill, Dream Puppet Show. System alerts, Dresha's puppet spell. System alerts. You have completed the quest Legacy of the Caster King. System alerts, a new quest is opening. Kim, turn around, yells Kang. Killed an apostle in this body? Said the rebellious Bacchante. System alerts, the quest event, God of Madness, has begun. Are you the only living resident of Arkham? Rebel asked. If I did, so what? Kim answered with a question. For the first time in so long, the world has turned to chaos. I think it would be wise for you to take away your sins for what you've done, she said. Kim isn't worried after all. He's completed the quest he needed to, so he won't lose much from death. Your hour has come, shouted the rebel. System alert. The stone is responding to the intense energy of the kindred spirit. She strikes out at Kim. Unknown girl blocks this punch, thereby saving Kim's life. Who are you? Screams the spirit of Bacchante. I don't see the point of introducing myself before you, replied Jane Doe. She redirected the force of the reflected strike straight into the spirit. The rebel is surprised at such power. Does Arkham still have such power? While she was distracted by the conversation, Jane Doe hurriedly sent the spirit straight to the other side of the world. Don't you dare talk about the Arkhams with your filthy mouth, she said. The girl introduces herself to Kim, who has been watching the whole fight. She is the first sword of the Caster King, and her name is Shining Statinia. Following Arkham's will, she awakened in this place. She only has one question. Are you my master? She asked a misunderstanding Kim. Kim had forgotten what name she had introduced herself by. My name is the brilliant Statinia. However, it is too long. Call me simply Tina, my lord. Tina, I have one question. Are you a doll created by the king, the spellcaster? Kim asked. Exactly, Tina replied. The king caster created 7 puppets in which he put a part of his essence. And I am the first doll created, Tina explains. Tina asks what the hell is flying around Kim. She could straighten out Kang in that second. However, Kim calms her down. Wait, I'll explain everything now, said Kim. He explains to her where Khan came from. Tina is starting to feel sorry for Kang. Please forgive me, she said. System alerts. You have passed the God of Madness event. The next quest opens. Game session time is running out, so the heroes say goodbye for a short period of time. The system notifies you. The connection has been disconnected. Well, as expected, I'm back in my room, Khan said, unsurprised. Tina found herself with Khan in his room. Kang is puzzled. System alerts. Number of families increased. The Komanada function is open. You are the administrator of the room. Kang doesn't understand anything. After a while, Kim goes back to Kang. They go to a quiet place. While talking, Kim mentions that Kang is now the owner of the living space. It's peaceful here. It suits us, Khan said. He asks Kim to open the inventory. System alerts. You have reached the minimum number of family members. The system notifies. A player can move into a room once a day. System alert. Do you wish to relocate? Affirmative, Kim said. When the heroes moved, what awaited them was not just a room, but an entire mansion. There's plenty of room for everyone. Even Blackie and Tina are farming. Stop! What farming? Shouted Kim, who was caught up in flashbacks. Tina tells him that Blackie wants his own tree, so she decides to help. Kim doesn't mind, as long as they like it. Let's look at other places, Khan said. Learning Center and Research Center are places where family members can enhance their skills. Firehouse and Orchard, where you can get various magic and basic materials. Mine. This is where you can get ore. Tina says there are a lot of interesting places here. As for the door in front of you, Tina begins. I think she'll interest you the most. The heroes find themselves in a workshop. On occasion, Khan offers to fabricate something. System alerts. Iron ingot of low quality, not suitable for making high-quality items. System alerts. You have chosen to create a latent sabaton. System alerts. Production will start in 5 seconds. Report is up. 5, 4... Wait! What exactly is going to start? Kim doesn't understand. The system alerts. Production starts. System alerts damaged iron ingot. Kim realizes that production is replicated through the game of Catch the Rhythm. "One more time!" yells Kim. "I have to try again," Kim said. System alert, great. System alerts. You have succeeded in creating a latent sabaton. Kim is very excited. "Gotta try again," Kim said. System alert. Over 90% of the production process was completed to excellent. In addition to production, rune engraving is available. Tina beckons Kim over to her. She tells us that the Spellbinder King's main specialty is engraving runes, Tina said. System alert. When you place the created gear on the workbench, engraving runes begins. Tina offers to help. She explains the details of the job. System alerts. You have cast the rune of restoration. The system notifies you. You have succeeded in creating the excellent latticed armor. Kang says they will go to his room now. The heroes came to Kan's room. When the room's feature opened, something happened to my own room, Kan said. Whoa, Kim was very surprised. Why is that thing in your room? Kim asked. Kim is very surprised at the standing capsule in the room. He asks if it can be plugged in, but the answer is no. Perhaps as the room is upgraded, it will be possible. Open the status window, Kim said. System alert, room, stage 1. Well, let's get to the main point. You said you wanted to be a streamer? Have you posted the hellbeast cave video yet? Kim asked. Kim confirmed. Kang said to watch the previews. Wow, why so many? Kim asked. Also email? And what's wrong with the cryptocurrency window? Kim asks. Kim is having a hard time realizing what's going on. 100 comments like that and you'll have all the management options open to you. Most streamers use his services, said Kan. Really useful stuff? Worth learning? Kim asked. What do you mean? Kan asked with a smirk. All this can be handled by me, Kan exclaimed. Kim doesn't see how he's going to do that. However, Kang clarifies that after Kim is out of the game, he can deal with questions about the streamers. Kim is very grateful to Kan for this. Kim ends up in Luana. He has handled all the household chores and is ready to embark on the quest. System alerts. You are unable to continue the quest Legacy of the Caster King. The player's level is insufficient. The starting level of the quest is 25th. Kim has 8 levels to go before his next quest. He's ready to move up. I need an active skill, Kim said. I see. Then the answer is 1, Kan began. Moving on to the Sea Cave quest, said Kan. Kang explains, this quest is the main quest in Luana. Because of the good rewards, the quest is very popular. But there is a condition. Which one? Kim asked. Kim ponders the fact that he needs to team up with another player. But isn't he on the other side because of the King Caller quest? For some reason, I can't get over how Tina will feel about this, Kim ponders. Kim recalls that Tina was directly involved in the war with false gods. Then what would happen if another kindred spirit recognizes Tina? However, Tina assures Kim that he's worrying for nothing. The 7 dolls, including her, were created towards the end of the war. As there was a sneak attack, she is unlikely to have been seen by anyone and will be able to remember. Well, we've covered everything. Time to move towards the cave, said Kim. Approaching their destination, the heroes see that the place is full of people, many of them offering their services as quest partner. Find my pendant! I'll give you the precious cards I collected, said the girl NPS. System alerts. You have accepted the quest, the girl's request. The players call her Luan's Angel and Demon. Kim wonders why. Are you curious to know? Kan asked. The quality of the award can be great, or it can suck, Kan explains. System alert. Do you want to enter the Sea Cave dungeon? System alert. You must have a group of at least 2 people to enter the dungeon. Unlocking, Kim said. It was worth a try, but apparently dungeons don't lend themselves to this skill. Are you looking for a partner? It turned out to be Hanzo, who was back in the game. Kim doesn't pay attention to him. Having achieved his goal, Hanzo rejoices. The god of battle looked at him. However, the other does not remember him. Kim recalls that Hanzo attacked him while deer hunting. Hanzo offers himself as a partner. Kim's okay with it. While Hanzo went to register the quest, Kim decided to distribute the skill points. He invested the remaining points into a spell of Dresh dolls. Hanzo's back. System alert. The Disrupting God of Battle offers to team up. Seeing the class status, it was clear to Hanzo that he was an archer. The heroes entered the cave. Hanzo asks how familiar Kim is with the quest. Hanzo realized that an explanation is required. Hanzo explains that the monsters here are stronger and attack first. Kim's first enemies appeared in front of him. He got a chance to try out the Dragon's Eye. System alerts. Target information received. System alert. A large shell with a hard shell. Hanzo volunteers to deal with the weaker enemies himself. Kim can't refuse him. Hanzo summons his pet Snow White. Snow White attacks. Hanzo uses the invincible Ninja Thunder Sword. Kim praises Hanzo. Blackie, Thundercall, Lightning Arrow, Kim shouted. System alert, Chernish has won. A fork appears in front of the heroes. Hanzo suggests going to the right, as there is a boss on the left side. It's a very slippery critter. We need to find the pendant so the boss can be skipped, Hanzo said fearfully. Kim stands her ground and goes into the room with her boss. Hearing something, the heroes realize it's the boss approaching. System alerts, boss monster Giant Slasher has smelled the player. Everyone, including Kang, was scared. Kim alone remained cold-blooded. The monster moves toward the heroes. The incoming attack is repelled by Tina. Kim doesn't understand why everyone is so afraid of him, since the boss isn't that huge. Kim studies the characteristics of the boss. Lightning Arrow, yells Kim. The damage dealt to the boss was inconsequential. Blackie, Thunder's Call, Kim said. Kim invests 15 bonus points in mana. System alert. Mana increased by 15. Lightning Arrow, yells Kim. The boss's health is gradually being lost. It's time for the final part, Kim said. Tina, is there a place on top of the shell where you can hit and damage the boss? Kim asked. Yes, she replied. Kim summons his sword. He's running at the enemy. Kim pushes himself off the wall. Kim hits a weak spot! Blackie, Thunder's Call, Kim said. System alert. The Giant Slasher has been defeated. System alerts. Level up. You have been awarded bonus points. System alerts. You have reached level 20. Kim says they are done with business in this room. However, there is something wrong with Hanzo. He says it's okay. Apparently it's time to tell the truth, Hanzo said. Hanzo says he is originally from the United States and was bitten by a tarantula as a child. The poison wasn't too strong, however he became allergic. In time to get to the hospital, Hanzo is pumped up. But at the sight of the insects, he stonewalls. Kim apologizes and says he wouldn't have taken Hanzo on a mission like that. The other says there's no problem. A true knight would never abandon a comrade, Hanzo said. System alert. You have received the girl's pendant. The system informs. Quest is completed. You can give the item to the NPS. System alerts. A portal is being created. Hanzo tries to ask a question. Kim says he knows everything. There's no shame in Hanzo's concepts. Without listening to Hanzo, Kim walks out into the portal. Hanzo yells afterward that Kim never added him as a friend. I think this place will do, Kim said. Find a quiet spot. QUUU, said Blackie, finding a pack of cards. System alerts. Puck of the lower class pets. Kim asks Kang if he too can own these cards. Kang replies that most likely. Khan clarifies that skills can be used not only by users, but by NPS too. They are just as rewarding, just not for 5 levels, but for 10. Users get the lowest skill pack up to level 50. Khan explains that players can gain between 10 and 12 skills. After reaching level 50, users will be able to upgrade, meaning they will now receive medium skill packs, but they drop every 10 levels. Kang adds that the next time you can upgrade your status is from level 150th. Kang says the personal record is the 4th status upgrade, the 300th level. Checking Blackie's inventory, Kim said. System alert. The sword that encased the sea. The characteristics are the same as my current sword. Perhaps it can be sold, Kim said. Kang added that the items can be donated to family members. It's a good sword, Tina said. She minimized it. Tina thanks Kim for such a gift. Kim starts praying to all the gods there are, hoping to get something good out of the skill set. After using repeat a few times, Kim took out a 6-star pet skill card. Kang reminds him that Kim only has 5 levels left to raise before a new plot development in the profession area. He suggests both getting materials and leveling up. To improve the room, Kim gathered all the components except one. Khan already knows what to do. He says there's a sea forest location at the end of the beach, and that's where the Trents live. But presumably what the heroes need is found at the boss, the Elder Trent. The main problem is that there may be other players there to thwart the heroes. First, let's go into the village to prepare for the raid, said Khan. In the village, the NPS is asked to help with his business. System alerts. You have taken the quest. Long time no see, descendant of the king. Drek! Shouted Kim in surprise. He suggests moving to a more secluded location. They come to the place where Kim went through the first phase of his career change. Drek came to deliver something to Kim. System alert. A gift box is given as a reward for reaching level 20. Kang explains that every 20 levels, a reward is given. Usually it is given by a kindred spirit. However, Kim received a profession from an NPS. Kim opens the gift. System alerts. You have received a special small potion of health and mana. System alerts. You have received an Arkham magic garment. System alerts. You have received the FB radar production drawing. Kim thanks Drek for the gifts. As he did, he also asked if Drek knew about Gios's death. He already knows. Apparently they noticed that a descendant of the king had shown up, Drek said. Wait a minute, Drek, Kim said. It means that a traitor has appeared among the people of Arkham, Kim added. The heroes are about to leave to get a better handle on the raid. The streets of the Luana business district. Kim and Kang came to the site. Kim feels an unknown heat in the air. The heroes found themselves in a forge. Khan explains that you can buy all sorts of stuff here. This isn't where the heroes need to go, however. Now do you understand why we're here? Khan asked. The heroes find themselves on Amplification Street. To get an opportunity for reinforcement, you have to take risks, Khan said. Kim asks which rank has a 100% chance. Khan responds that it all depends on the rankings. The heroes turn their attention to a client who keeps saying he has an unlucky hand because his gear is missing. The master apologizes and says he warned of the danger. He's disappointed because he was wrong again. Excuse me, I'd like to ask you about amplification. Kim turned to the blacksmith. He invites them inside the store. The wizard tells us that it is his destiny to amplify runes. He is an hereditary blacksmith. A special relic is needed for special amplification. But one day his grandfather lost the key to the box containing it. Hereupon the blacksmith asks for help finding the key. System alerts. Hidden quest. Fulfilling the wishes of the Fergus family. I'll help you, Kim said. System alerts. Quest accepted. Khan tells us that more than 500 million players have tried to find the key, but none have succeeded. As he adds that he almost got him, however, because of his condition. He could not. Suddenly there was an earthquake. Hereupon tells Kim not to be surprised, and now he's going to show what's what. Arriving on the scene, Kim can't believe her eyes. There's a huge dragon coming out of the water! One of the 4 scourges before them is the Sea Dragon King. Smith says he never gets out on land. Kang recalls Kim asking about the location of the key. It's in the dragon's belly! Where is the chest now? Kim asks. Hereupon replies that it is in the workshop. The blacksmith guesses that Kim wants to open the chest another way, and asks not to waste time, simply. Trust me, master, I am the best key master in the game, said Kim. The heroes come to the workshop. Do you see the patterns on the floor? Hereupon asked. He asked Kim to go downstairs and walk to the iron gate. There is a chest in front of you that holds a relic, said Hereupon. Kim examines the trunk. He remembers that he can only use unlock once a day without using mana, but Kim opened a chest in the dungeon not too long ago. Unlock skill check, Kim said. System alerts, mana consumption. Legendary level, mana cost, 500. Kim is lucky again, as he is 10 mana units short, which can be replenished with bonus points. The blacksmith wonders what the problem is. Kim replies that he's short on mana. Noticing that only 10 were missing, the blacksmith lent him 1 item. System alerts, higher life force bracelet. The system notifies you that an NPC wants to lend you equipment. The loan time is 30 minutes. Thank you, Hereupon, Kim said. System alerts, unlocking. System alerts. You have completed the hidden quest, the Fergus family's cherished wish. System alerts, all quests given by another user will be cancelled. Hereupon thanks Kim. As a thank you, Hereupon would like to make you a sword. Hereupon screams that it's his time! The blacksmith set to work. I don't know if you'll like it, but I was trying to make a thing to match your gloves. System alert, Devil's Fist Carp. The award did not disappoint, Kim said. The heroes retreated to a quieter place. There it is, the sea forest, said Khan. Inventory, open radar, Kim said. System alert, searching for field bosses. System alerts. Search complete. 1 object. Field boss, Oldest Trent. System alerts. Eldest Trent is not available at this time. Remaining time to appear is 1 hour 47 minutes. I just need to get there with the skull sign by the set time? Kim asked. He said that while he waits, quests can be done. Khan added that you can film the raid broadcast. After uploading the video, I have so much fun watching people's reactions, Khan said. Kim thought, video. Hey everyone, the hosts are Young Eunjin and Yen. We're going to discuss a lot of things today. And you don't say. The first news is coming up. Korea's pride. The Sky Rapier. Celestial Rapier. A version of an absurd combination. Beautiful girl plus professional gamer. The most recognizable Korean girl in the world. The video you're watching right now is Sky Rapier's boss hunt. If you look closely, her sword is glistening. It's the effect of the splitting strike skill. Note, shattering strike has a more intense color. Are you saying it's not a skill effect? The facilitator replies, exactly. It's an indication that her uniquely ranked rapier has reached 10-fold enhancement. I mean, she's the first player in the world to have a uniquely rated item with a 10-fold enhancement. Last, we'll show you a sensational newcomer. And this is Heavenly Demon from Heavenly Demon TV. Uncovering the hidden quest, defeating the bloodthirsty. A lot of people think it's a montage. Wow, Heavenly Demon TV has a new video out. Let's take a look. There's a giant steamed slasher waiting for us! At this time, the people in the dining room were not happy about such a sight. You should have at least blurred the video. I was burning with shame. Still, the reaction to Tina was better than I expected, Kim said. Everyone in the community is discussing some Tina. Anyway, Tina is gorgeous, so you shouldn't advertise her face. It will attract a lot of attention, said Kim. In the flashbacks, Kiripon says he's going to head to the capital. Khan says the repetition skill worked in the basic reinforcement experiment. That was only half of the success. Unlike most skills, unlock and repetition increase infinitely. The limit is unknown, which means you can't be completely sure that a skill is fully learned no matter how many skill points you spend. In the worst-case scenario, reinforcement replay may not work. Kim says that the level of repetition is automatically raised when there is a level up with a title effect. Kim is going to test the amplification in the capital. System alert. Trent the old-timer has arrived. Kang tries to offer advice, but Kim doesn't think to listen. Kim attacks Trent. Hero landing strikes from the top. System alerts. C. Trent has been defeated. Fighting Trent, 1 of 30. Kim's handling the Trents. System alerts. Level is elevated. Kim is disappointed that he only went up 2 levels. However, Kang said that from the 20th level, the demands in experience increase significantly. Khan says the heroes were able to figure out one thing. System alert. Currently, the magic tied to Iron Glove is the 3-star skill, Arrow of the Elements. System alerts. Unable to bind a 4-star skill. System alerts. Your level is insufficient to bind a 4-star skill. System alerts. You have succeeded in obtaining 16 of the 20 sea mushrooms. It's worth double-checking Elder Trent's location, Kim said. System alerts. Time remaining until appearance, 3 minutes. Kang asks if Kim really wants to act alone. The answer was approving. Kim says solo raid is every gamer's dream. System alert. The oldest Trent has arrived. Activate Dragon Eye, Kim said. He noticed that all of Trent's abilities had to do with defense. Kim's going after the enemy. Trent is defending! Taking a punch, Kim didn't really do much damage. Kim throws a flurry of punches. System alerts. The magic bound to the Iron Glove has been activated. Magical strikes have landed on Trent. The tree is starting to heal itself. Kim's attacking! Kim recalls that Kang talked about 3 phases. The hero invests 10 bonus stats in mana. Kim continues to hit the tree. The hero has activated the spell. Arrow of the Elements! Kim shouted. System alert. The oldest Trent has been eliminated. System alerts. Level is elevated. System alert. You have received bark of an old tree soaked in the sea. Ah, great game, said Kim. The system notifies. You have fulfilled the guard's request. Kim has picked up level 25. Kang reminds him that the second scenario of the Caster King is about to begin. But before then, it's worth upgrading the room. Lord, I remembered something about the second relic, Tina said. The identity of the doll. The second relic created by the king. The spellcaster. Double Mirage, Tina continued. System alert. Second legacy of the Caster King. If successful, opening the Forgotten Forest location. If unsuccessful, the elf race will be more hostile. Elves, Kim wondered. The Last Savior was the best game among the competition. However, there was one oddity, the lack of elves. Well, where is the Forgotten Forest? Kim asked. Tina says, Lord, I know where. There is a barrier overhanging the forest, which you will have to remove, she continued. Okay, but I need to visit Drek first. He said to stop by when I reached level 25, said Kim. I'll share what I know, Drek said. To overcome the obstacles of the Forgotten Forest requires a special sword. Take it. I think it will come in handy. System alerts. You have received the blueprint for the creation of the Charm Breaker. System alert. You have received the magic solvent. Thanks. After I update the room, I'll get right on it, Kim said. The hero went off on business. System alerts. All room updates have been completed. System alerts. Your room will be upgraded to Stage 2. System alerts. Room renovation process. Wow, and yet it's only the second step, Kim marveled. The system alerts. Room update is complete. Kim went to the workshop. Charm Breaker. Add on the magic engineering skill treatment, Kim said. The hero is in the manufacturing business. Having handled their business, the heroes traveled to the Forgotten Forest. Lord, we're here. In front of you is the door leading to the elven settlement, said Tina. Lowering his eyes, Kim saw the passage to the other side. Kim doesn't understand how he's supposed to get in there. Tina says there's only one way. Kim forcefully climbs down the aisle, clearly not happy about it. The heroes finally made it to the other side. This is the Forgotten Forest? Kim asked. There is a barrier right in front of you that controls access to the settlement. You mean the barrier? Kim asked. It seems to be a place where outsiders aren't particularly welcome, Kim remarks. Inventory, Char Destroyer, Kim said. We're going to do things the old-fashioned way here, Kim pointed out. The hero cuts the barrier. Kang notices that Kim is too relaxed even though he doesn't know the road. What's wrong with him? It's usually at times like this. Players like us. There's no need to look for anything, Kim declared. Arrows are flying at the hero. Halt, human, said the elf who had appeared. The elves warned that they would shoot to kill if they disobeyed. Kim says, I don't have any evil intentions. The elves interrupt him. We don't care about your intentions. It's been a long time, Crozet, Tina said. The elves were surprised. They hadn't seen Tina in over 800 years. Mistress, we missed you, the elves said. When asked by the elves who the man beside her is, Tina explains that Kim is doing the will of the Caster King. The elves apologize for not being able to recognize the benefactor of their settlement. Kim doesn't understand why they call him that. The elves tell us that 800 years ago the Kingcaster helped their people greatly. The elves learn that the heroes have come for the artifact. They are ready to guide Kim to the place he needs. The heroes come to the queen, who refuses to give up the artifact. Why on earth would I give you an artifact? The queen asked. Kim says things that have been put into storage are worth returning. Do people use the words transfer to another and believe in the same sense? The queen asked furiously. She tells us that it's all the king's fault. He appeared out of nowhere and left the relic, stating that his heir would come after a time. Kim says he is willing to be held accountable for the king's actions. He asks what he needs to do. There is a beetle in a nearby forest, a tree sap pumping beetle, said the queen. Although they deplete the trees, they are not a threat in and of themselves. You as a descendant of the king can deal with them in no time, the queen continued. I have a conscience, so catch only 800 beetles, said the queen. System alert. You have accepted the bug extermination quest. The queen has dressed the hero with a chaperone named Cyrus. He will take the descendant into the forest. The queen asks that Tina be left with her for heart-to-heart talks. Tina doesn't want to leave her lord. Noticing that Elatar's favor will increase if the sweep is done alone, Kim assures Tina to stay with the queen. Descendant, we're here, Cyrus said. He again recalls the purpose of taking it out into the woods. Kim began to clear the woods. He noticed that the level was rising too fast, especially as the bugs were dying from a single hit. The actions are moved to the hunting grounds of the 130th level. The place is White Mountain. Swordsman Gunther Lowell says he even dealt with Bigfoot. However, not even a single ice crystal fell from them. Still, you've done a good job, said the girl. Oh, Kate, you must be bored waiting for me all the time, Gunther said. However, Kate assures him that her profession is ineffective in the mountains anyway. They discuss an interesting player who showed up on the Lassa grounds not too long ago. The action shifts to the Mammonism Guild office. Mammon discusses with his subordinate the video on which they get information about its author. Also, Mammon tells his subordinate to immediately recruit him to their guild as soon as he knows where he is. Mammon explains that they just have to get themselves such a monster. Since it's about recruitment, they bring up guild member Choi Da-sun. Choi Da-sung is the most promising member of Mammonism. He possesses high sensitivity, as well as an 8-star kindred spirit. Sensitivity is a number that shows how well the player responds to real body commands. The average number of pros is 90. The chapter recalls the item that Choi Hai had asked to buy. Currently, the highest bid is 10,000 gold, which equates to over $8,000. Maimon asks for a bid of 30,000 gold pieces to make it clear that he is buying this item. The action shifts to Kim, who by now has raised the level 30. In that time, Kim was only able to kill 361 bugs out of 800. Kim receives a message that he has sold an item at auction. System alerts. The game session is about to end. The action shifts to Tina and Queen Elta. The queen asks, since the heroes have come to recover the relic, they plan to do battle with the gods again. Tina says Kim just wants the relic back. Don't worry, the relic of Dresh will be returned soon, however, the queen said. Tina notices something amiss. However, the queen dismisses it. A sudden noise is heard in the distance. Tina thinks that apparently Kim is back in her world. It's time for her to go home too. A second relic, the queen reflected. Rudrim Divine Tree. The queen explains that the elven kings have kept it for centuries. The second relic sleeps under this tree, said the queen. A mirage out of illusion. The queen is very disappointed and says that for now, you can't. The returning Cyrus informs the queen that the descendant has gone to his world, likely to return tomorrow. The queen is ready to give up the relic. She anticipates that Kim will be done in about a week. Cyrus states that Kim will likely be done as early as tomorrow. Queen was very surprised. The queen is asking for more time. Is this because the king's spellcaster rejected the queen's wedding proposal? Cyrus asked. The queen shouts him out of the hall. The queen assumed Kim was amazing, but not that amazing. The action shifts to Cyrus and Kim. Cyrus gives a teleportation scroll that allows you to move to the castle. Cyrus advises against going deep into the woods. There are some places where even Cyrus is not safe. The adventurer awakens in Kim, and he wants to try his luck. Inventory, open the skill pack, Kim said. System alert. New 5-star casting map. The ability to swap allied users. There are a couple quirks, Khan said. Guild wars, large-scale PvP. At that point you can swap places without any problem. The consent of the other player is not needed, he continued. Kang explains that this skill is much more valuable than Kim's 7-star skill. System alert, 4-star Windy Cutter card. Kang tells Kim to take it without a second thought, since he already has that card. System alert, do you want to improve the map you have? System alert, win/improved by +1. Right, I forgot to tell you, Khan begins. There's also a way to use a card labeled not for sale, he continued. The skill card combination system. This system was awarded to NPCs in major cities. If you give such an NPC 2 to 6 cards, he'll give you a brand new card, Kang said. Khan adds that because of this system, sects emerged that were only obsessed with maps. After discussing everything, Kim continued to deal with the bugs. The heroes noticed that something is wrong with the bug recovery. Only bees are flying. Bees? Khan thought. He suggested watching the bees. Bees? Kim asked. The heroes discovered a whole warehouse full of bugs. Windcutter, shouted Kim. Kim continues to get rid of the bugs. The system notifies. The task is completed. You can get a reward from the corresponding NPS. Kang notices something strange. Kim thinks it has to do with the ease of the task, but Khan says he's concerned that the bugs didn't respond to the blows in any way. Kang says that sounds weird. Kim was even able to raise the level pretty well. You don't want to stop, do you? Khan asked. Of course not, Kim replied. The heroes set out to find the master of the hive. Arriving at the place, the heroes feel that the atmosphere has changed. Be careful, Khan said. Kim talks about not being able to see anything because of the fog. System alerts, be careful. System alerts. If a player does not cast a spell aloud, its power is halved. System alert. This has a huge impact on gameplay, especially in PvP. Kim has no choice but to go undercover. He's going to use the wind sign. Wind sign! Shouted Kim. What? Kim wondered. A mantis? Kim was even more surprised. Kim talks about how there must be a different boss here. System alert. Encounter with event monster. Fragment of disaster. Kim activates the Eye of the Dragon. Upon opening the boss's characteristics, Kim notices that it has 3 skills with 8 stars. Let's go first, you can't beat him, declared Khan. What, are you serious? Kim wondered. Disaster fragment has located you. System alert. A fragment of the disaster has used mental domination on you. System alert. The mental barrier has been activated. Kim is pleased with the arrangement. However, Kang states that it's not that simple. Do you remember what the Dragon Eye does? Khan asked. System alerts. No skills above 9 stars can be tested. You mean to tell me he has skills above 8 stars? Kim shouted. The boss sends a blizzard on Kim. System alerts. Your health is declining. System alert. Enemy is using Ice Squall. System alert. You have entered the 9-star permafrost skill zone. Inventory! Shouted Kim. Teleport! Kim gets his hands on a teleportation scroll. He tears the scroll and begins to teleport. Kim ends up in a safer place. I thought that's where I was going to stay, Kim said with horror. This is the first time he's lost, Kang thought. Kang is worried about Kim's condition, but he was glad for the experience. You realized what it was, didn't you, little brother? Put all your cards on the table. Kim starts pestering Kang. I will answer your questions, said the queen who had suddenly appeared. Call Tina and follow me, she said. System alerts. The bug-fighting quest has been completed. You can now receive quests in the elf village. Also, this box is yours, said the queen. It contained the Dage's bracelet. Now I can hunt using the Heath spell bracelet? Kim asked. Hit spell. This word refers to an item. Hitting it triggers an option. Just like Kim's glove. You came across the Catastrophe fragment? The queen asked. Yes. Sneaking in deep, I saw him. He was very strong, Kim replied. The queen says it was a miracle since Kim came back alive. What you encountered was only a fragment. Its full name is the Dead Sea, the queen explains. The Dead Sea. 4 catastrophes. They are said to have appeared with the birth of the world. Dragon of the Eastern Sea, Western Emperor of Ice. King of the South Wind, Phoenix of the Northern Fire, the queen listed. She talks about how Kim has no idea how strong these 4 are. The 4 catastrophes are like a natural phenomenon. There is no logic in their actions. These disasters could return at any moment, said Koroleva. Tina says they are not to be feared, as the Arkhams have always been on their side. Kim marvels. 800 years ago, there was an incident in which the Prestige Alliance challenged the Northern Phoenix, Tina said. The Phoenix territory referred to as the Dead Sea was inconvenient for the Prestige, Tina continued. 3 9-star and 15 Womi-star men fought to subdue the Dead Sea. They were defeated. Their leader Hercules died in the battle, Tina added. She said experts estimate that more than 700 9-star people are needed. Wait, but there's a monster fragment in the forest right now that can't be defeated, said Kim. He offered to move the village, but without the world tree, the elves could not live. To move our village we need seeds, ludrum fruits. Within a week they will ripen, but the monster will not sit still, said the queen. She asks if Kim has noticed what condition the monster is in. Yes, his health was at an all-time low, Kim said. That's because he was practically defeated, the queen continued. During the last war, the Kingcaster visited the forest of the elves to gather the necessary materials. That's when he helped them fight back against the fragment. The king wounded badly, but could not finish it. 800 years he's been saving up mana for a full recovery, the queen said. She explains that the mana of the world tree is a source of life and pure magical power. Though even so, the monster could only recover 30% of its strength. The queen is confident that the monster will attack soon to fully recover. I have no choice but to turn to you for help, said the queen. Carp, please help our village. System alerts. New scenario in the quest, the second relic of the Spellcaster King. Kim agrees without a second thought. System alerts. Quest accepted. The queen orders Kim to guard the fruit. We are too weak for a head-to-head battle. We cannot defeat him, said the queen. She explains. Once we pick off the fruit, the monster will throw out the idea of attacking us. And until then, we just have to hold out. I have a question for you, Kim said. Defense is defense, but can I take on the monster? Kim asked. System alerts. 6 days and 17 hours left until fruit ripening. Protect the fruit until the time is up. The heroes walked out of the castle. Do you really want to fight a fragment? Kang asked. Of course not, Kim replied. He himself didn't realize how he had said such a thing in front of Queen Altair. That fragment is unlike any I've fought before, Kim said. He believes that the skill the boss used on him was at least 9 stars. Item play skill, Jorns 10. The amount from items and skills is constant by idea. You should just collect what's higher up the stars? Kim asked. All the players thought so, but they were wrong, Khan said. The 9-star skill has a very high mana consumption, Kang continued. Some skills can eat up over 1,000 units of mana. At levels, you can't even use it if you want to. Most people would quit the game even if they were lucky, Kang explained. There's also a mountain of other problems, Khan continued. Can you withstand the power of the skill? Did you calculate everything correctly? If the items that stack with the skill? Will you be able to use other skills afterward? Kang listed. I see, but how do I get a 9-star skill? Kim asked. Khan explains that you can get it from a top-level skill pack, or by crafting an after a quest, but the chance is minuscule. Kim has a question for Khan. You know the hidden quests where the reward is 9-star skills, right? Kim asked. Naturally, replied Khan. All right, let's look for quests to do in the elf village first, said Kim. He still has plenty of time before the fruit ripens. Kang says it's a good idea, though he won't be able to help with quest selection since it's also his first time at this place. Don't worry about it, Kim said. Kim took a lot of assignments and set about completing them. System alert, urgent mission, locate Altair. So what's the deal? Khan asked. The characters joke about how the queen can get lost even in her office. Kim finds the queen. He wants to call for the queen, however Kang pulls Kim away. Did you realize where we are now? Khan asked. Kim sees the world tree. But why did the queen come here? Kim reasoned. He thinks it looks suspicious. Let's go get her, Kim said.